Wow. Stacey, thank you for bringing that one on. I'm going to bring you in a second. So, guys, Stacey is going to do a debrief, and we do this. So, stay on for this because you're going to take some notes from this about what she loved about JJ, some of the things that he said, and what she's put into her business. But before she does that, that end bit, he didn't catch that ball by accident. Okay, he put the work in and got it. Like none of you on this call have got to QD by accident, team leader by accident, STL by accident. You got there because you put the work in, and if you carry on doing that, that's what's going to grow your business. So I'm going to hand over to Stacey and let her crack on and tell us the debrief, her assessment.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I really loved this one. It really resonated with me because, I got to a point where I was at a crossroads and, I really knew that things needed to change for me. And I didn't know if that was like a combination of being in lockdown. I had a really big birthday and my mum was ill, and also my business really slowed down. And to me, those were all my FASCOs, and they were the things that I knew that I just needed to change. And I loved his triple A's, the assessment, the action, the accountability. And when I took that honest self-evaluation, I realized that it was my own mindset and my own self-belief that was really, letting me down. And when he talks about his honest self-assessment evaluation, I really had to take a step back and just look at and think, what on earth has happened in my business? And I loved what he said about looking at the positive elements. And when we look back at lockdown, some of the positive things where we got the new remote appointments and sign-ups and the supported as well, all online, and the new presentation. And I actually had to learn those things and I managed to do it. And that was really, really positive, but also like taking a step back and thinking about what are my weaknesses? What do I need to get as strengths? And when I looked, it was really my daily routine that just went out of the window, and I wasn't doing my savers, and I needed to bring that back. And I know many of you do the miracle morning and your savers. And yeah, I had to bring that back, refocusing on my why. Why was I doing the business? And also that goal setting. And I know Yaz did Hilda Saleh the other day, and I actually went back and did my 30-year goals, my 20-year goals, my 10-year goals, my 5 years, my 3 years, my 1 year, my 6 months, my 3 months, and then I do my weekly and my daily goals. So I've just got it so clear in my head to help me get over those FASCOs.
Well, Stacey, can I just stop you a second? And I know I haven't told you this, but guys, look who's joined us for 5 minutes to give us a little bit of his tips. JJ Burden himself, all the way from Arizona. JJ, thank you so much for giving us this 5 minutes. And I knew we'd stomp Stacey in her tracks. We've just watched your video from Mastermind. And I have to say, we've all taken so many notes, and Stacey's debriefing. And thank you for coming on. I think we just wanted to hear a little bit from you just for 5 minutes about what's happened in 2020 and what can you advise from a network marketing NFL pro as well.
Well, first, I want to thank you for reaching out to me, because my schedule is usually like back to back to back, but all of a sudden I had this break. So your timing was impeccable. And when I heard you guys were going to be talking about the presentation, I thought, love to jump on and just say a couple of words and just, so thank you for giving me the opportunity to just say hello. And how's everybody doing?
I mean, they're awesome. And, we've taken so many notes, because I think yours was action points, and it was really, really good. And we love so much. I'm not going to go into too much detail because Stacey's debriefing. But give us your 5 minutes of, what you've seen in 2020. What do you see about 2021? And what's your best advice you can give people?
Yeah, absolutely. And I really enjoy putting that presentation together because I can speak from personal experience, and to be able to relate it to all of you in our industry, network marketing, was such a privilege, because I think a lot of us deal with some of the things we talk about. I presented in that presentation. But the thing I would say is this, I think 2020 caught all of us by surprise. It really did. I mean, we were all adapting and we were pivoting and we were just trying to figure it all out. But what's really nice about 2021, we know what to expect. We're not going to be blindsided. And so one of the things I'd really encourage people to do is that you know what you're dealing with now. So go into 2021 with a whole different attitude about what you're going to do in 2021, because we know what we cannot control. We can't control the virus, we can't control some of the other elements, but we can control what we do every single day. We can control our attitude, we can control our efforts. So I would say a couple of things. One, get your mind right, get your mindset right, because the mindset is everything. And if you don't have your mindset right going into 2021, you've already lost. Second thing I would say is reevaluate your why. We hear that term a lot in network marketing, but just in life in general, motivation only lasts for so long. You got to have a deep-seated why that's driving you from your heart to your head, so that fear, doubt, someone's opinion, no matter what happens in the world, nothing's going to stop you. So take the time to, I don't think I did this in my presentation, but let's peel that onion. An onion has multiple layers. You got to keep peeling it to get to the core. I want you to do that with your why. Why are you doing this business this year? What is it that's driving you? Whatever the answer is, ask yourself, well, why is that important to me? Whatever the answer is, ask yourself again, why is that important to you? I'm going to give you an example. 2 years ago, I was in Chicago. I was meeting with a woman, and she said, hey, JJ, can you give me some tips on losing weight? I said, why do you want to lose weight? She said, because I want to get healthy. Why do you want to be healthy? She said, because I want to be able to get on the ground and play with my daughter, because right now I can't do that. I said, why do you want to do that? She said, because I want to be around. What are you talking about? She said, my mom died of obesity when I was a child, and I want to be around for my daughter's wedding. And I said, bingo, there's your why. And I said, put that somewhere, and whenever you want to quit, whenever you don't want to follow your program, you read that. That's what'll keep you on track. So see the power of digging for that why. Then I would say, put together a game plan. Okay, what's your game plan? What is a strategy you're going to put together from day to day as you work with your sponsor and your business partner? What's that daily method of operation? And then I would say, roll up your sleeves and go to work. You heard me say it in the presentation. Blah, 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 do the work. Because nobody's going to give it to you. It's not free, and entitlement doesn't work. You roll up your sleeves and you go to work. And then I'll end with this. When you accomplish that goal, whatever it is for this year, maybe you hit it in April, May, June, December. I want you to do this. Give yourself a little pat on the back, but then say, what's next? Keep raising the bar and keep challenging yourself, because one trap that a lot of people fall into is complacency. I've seen it at the professional level. People getting complacent because they had a great game. They had a great week. They had a great call. They had a great month. But it's the people who can keep saying, what's next, and raising the bar. Those are the ones that go on to accomplish some pretty amazing things. And you guys, remember, your success, you're helping other people achieve their goals. And that's what I love about our profession. So there you go.
Do you know what? Thank you so much for coming on, because if we didn't get you on, we wouldn't have got the peel the onion scenario that you just talked about. And you're right, you didn't say mastermind, and I wrote it down, and it's so good. It's a bit like the Allen Peas, isn't it? But the way you described it just made it more like easier, not easier to understand. Nothing against Allen Peas, he's brilliant. But in layman's terms, in real terms, peel back the onion, peel back the why, until you get to the bottom line. That was brilliant, JJ. Look, thank you so much. And it literally was, guys, it was very short notice. I was out in the field today, and I text JJ and I said, look, we're doing a thing tonight with yours. And I said, if you're free for 5 minutes, I didn't want to take up any more of his time. Pop on. He said, you know what, Stav? I'm free. It's 2 o'clock in Arizona at the moment. So it was a perfect time. But is there one last thing you want to add to anything, JJ, before we literally will let you go and carry on?
So I'll end with this, because this is something that often I tell people in my team, in network marketing in general. When they ask me, what's the secret of success in our profession? Here it is. Keep it simple, stick to the basics, and be consistent. Keep it simple. Don't complicate it. Don't make it more complicated than it is. We share our opportunity. We follow up. We support. Keep it simple. Stick to the basics, because the basics are the basics. They never change. This industry's been around for many, many years. We still do the same stuff. That's the basics. So embrace the basics and master the basics, and then be consistent, because that's really the game changer for people in our industry. Because when you talk to ones in our industry, why they're not successful, it's usually because of lack of consistency. So keep it simple, stick to the basics, and be consistent.
I love that. And you know what? In front of my computer, I have that system. Save yourself
Right on.
time, money. You know, that's not mine. I got it from a book. I think it was John Addison. I'm not sure. But JJ, listen, thank you so much for coming on. You are a star, and I will message you another day. And if you ever need anything from here in the UK, we owe you. So thank you so much.
No problem. You guys go crush it, 2021.
Giving up
We'll
his
see ya.
love from America. Take care, buddy.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, well, sorry I sprung that on you, Stacey.
That was absolutely awesome.
Loved it.
Fantastic surprise. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There you go. So I'm going to shut up now. So, well, peeling back the onions, you got an extra one tonight for free. So, Stacey, carry on. Where were you?
Who knows? Who knows? How can I carry on after that, eh?
Carry on. We want to hear from you.
All right. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. I was just going to go on about the self-evaluation and talking about, he's talked about the big five: the prospecting, presenting, follow-up, enrolling, and the startup. And just...
Can you say those again slowly, please? Because I missed them myself. So what was the big five?
Prospecting.
Yeah.
Presenting, follow-up, enrolling, and startup. So yeah, I had to go back and look at each one of those and see, well, where are my areas of development? What training do I need to do to get better at those things? That's something that I'm still working on. And I loved his NFL analogy, where he talked about after every game, they'd identify what had gone wrong. And then the next day they'd do the practice. And, you know, and I'm sure Yas won't mind me sharing, but there was one point when, you know, she was struggling a little bit in the business, and she just practiced over and over and over again the skills, you know, and that helped to build her self-belief and move her forward. And I read somewhere the other day that if you practice something for an hour a day for 5 years, you become a master. And I thought, you know what, I want to become a master of, you know, network marketing, you know, and that's the only way that I'm going to make Olivia's dreams come true. So that's what I need to do, practice it over and over and over and over again. So just taking a step back, just what JJ was saying then, and looking at my, you know, where things needed to improve, and it was my consistency. And I've known that in my business, you know, I've really gone for a promotion and I've worked really hard. And then after that, there's sort of been like a lull. And that's because I haven't been consistent. And, you know, reading the Consistency Chain book has really helped that. And we've now got a chain gang. And then every day we post on our WhatsApp group what our activity was, whether we've actually met the chain or not, which is really helping me to get my goals, really. He talked about researching and following the leaders and studying what they do and formulating your game plan. And when I was watching Stefan Longworth on Waste the other night, it's sort of like the penny dropped. And I looked at him and I thought, the leaders in our business, they're just like me or you. You know, they either had no job or they were a slave to the job. And now look at them, you know, thriving in this business. So I can do it too. We can all do it too. So I made a commitment and I thought, you know what, I'm not missing an event. I'm going to every training. I'm doing the personal development. You know, I'm reading the books because I'm going to become a master and I'm going to get to where they are now. So yeah, just practice, practice, practice. That's what we need to do. So he also talked about talents, and I went away and I wrote down all my talents, and I thought about my successes in this business, in my work life, you know, in my home life, my personal life. And it was brilliant because it really added to my self-belief, and it really added to my self-belief, and I could see what I was good at. And not only that, I can use those things in my business, and I can use them to help other people. And that's what this business is about, helping others. And he talked about his superpower, and you know, that analogy. And I know doing my visualization on a morning, and I visualize putting on my armor, and I've got my shield, and I'm flying through the air, like spreading kindness and love to everyone. You know, it's absolutely fantastic, and that's what's going to bring me success in this business. And the last A was accountability and self-accountability. And that's something for me that's slipped off, and I've brought it back in. And it's all down to that routine. So every Sunday, getting my diary out, blocking it out. I actually block it out for 2 weeks, you know, so I know what my availability is. And then I write out my 3 monthly goals and my tasks for that week that's going to move me towards those goals. And I assess from last week, how did I get on? You know, what tasks were I able to achieve, and tick them off, and then giving myself like a percentage. And the ones where I haven't done really well, or I've got only 20%, that becomes my focus for the next week, so that I'm always thinking I'm moving towards my goals and keeping myself accountable. And the other thing that I do is I just have like an A4 piece of paper, and I fold it into quarters. And then every morning after my savers, I write out my goals, I write out my vision and my why, and it's not extensive. And then I pick things off my list that I'm going to achieve to meet my goals, and the people I'm going to contact, and then just tick it off throughout the day, so that you're just continually reminding yourself of what you need to do. And then the last thing is the accountability partners. You know, we call them success buddies, you know, and, you know, I've got 2 of those, and I call them my courage partners, because, you know, they really encourage me to have courage and to move forward. We know what each of us goals are. You know, we post our activity daily. When you're down, they bring you up. And when you're not doing what you're not supposed to be doing, or, you know, vice versa, they help you get through. So, you know, choose the right ones and move forward. So just to sum up, it's been all about building belief, and it's still about building my belief, because if I believe, I'll do the activity, you know, and achieve my goals. And he just said it. My number one takeaway from what he said was blah, 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 blah. Just do the work. So, yeah.
Brilliant,
That's
brilliant.
me.
Thank you, Stacey. Thank you. Look, I love that. Do you know what I loved as well? You said courage partners, success buddies. Is always about the word success. And sometimes you don't have to get success, but with courage partners, it's not about success, it's about being courageous. I love that. These 2 books, guys, got to mention it again. You know, the network marketing champion, that gives a lot of information on how to do mindset and stuff. The consistency chain is what Stacey was talking about, is doing something consistent. But when JJ said something, it reminded me, and I'm going to send this on the groups. I did something a while ago, which is for the team. It was 10 points to compare yourself against yourself, not against anyone else. And it was customer gathering, recruiting, follow-ups, goal setting, DMO, personal development events, 10 things. And what you do when I send it out is mark yourself from 1 to 10, honestly, where you are on each one right now. And then in a month, do it again, marking yourself against yourself. Okay, so it doesn't matter if, say, I'm a 10 on recruiting or 8 on recruiting and you're on a 2. You're not comparing yourself with me. But what you do is you compare yourself with a 2 and go, right, next month, what have I got to learn? And JJ said it. He said he took notes and studied every little detail what that person did, so he can get better. So find out who's great at recruiting, not anywhere in our UW business. Learn it. And then when you mark yourself next month, have you gone from a 2 to a 3? If you have, wow. Because if you do that again and you go from a 3 to a 4, wow. And then you do it again in 3 months, you go from a 4 to a 5. You're not going to go from a 2 to an 8. because if you want to do one thing, if you want to do all of them, growing just by a little bit, over the next year, you're going to be an 8 on all of them, aren't you? So I loved what he said, and I love that courage partner. So guys, thank you for coming on tonight. You know, yeah, got JJ Burden on. I mean, I know some of you have had others and I didn't get them on, and maybe I should have thought about it earlier, but it was great to have JJ on. So Take Care's gone on a little bit longer because we were interrupted by an NFL star, but we don't care. So thank you very much. Go on the WhatsApp groups, go on the Facebook group. I'm going to share a picture on the Facebook group as well. And just tell us how you felt about tonight's session, not just Stacey, but how you felt about the man coming on all of a sudden. You know, it was great. And I like to give you some surprises every now and again. Yeah. So guys, take care. Don't forget, next week, Wednesday, we got Round Out. I think that's going to be a brilliant one. So this, Wednesday, Saturday morning, I'm doing the one with Daniel Song, and then I will be arranging with Irene to finish off the one she was going to do next week sometime, and that will be the last one. So take care. Stacey, thank you so much for that. That was absolutely brilliant. You take care and have a fantastic evening.
Thanks, Stacey. Bye.
Thank you now. See you later.
Well done, Stacey.
Well done, Stacey.
Well done, Stacey.